Alright, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Wargame Red Dragon replay cast. And today it is a 1 vs 1 between our blue 4 player. Just two positives and a negative for the name. And up top we have our red 4 player, Mr.Satan. And we're going to go ahead and skip this till the action begins, as the first start of the wargame is just a preliminary picking of all the troops that you will use for the rest of the game. And just as a reminder, this is a ranked 1 vs 1 game. So now moving out over to the left side for the blue 4 player, moving over a CV, some anti-air, and we have a TGB 13 carrying recon troops, and the M8 is also a recon, and we also have an IKV 105 moving out to the left. And we have some anti-air moving to the center, as well as some recon. Over on the right side, we have some anti-air, recon, and some STRV 105s moving over to the right. For our red 4, we have some recon moving over, of course, some anti-air. We have a ZTQ recon tank moving into the center. We have a BTR 80A, ZSD 63Cs, and the CV all the way back in the back of Alpha. On the left side, going right down this way, trying to get into the forest line this way, more than likely, with some anti-air, the ZTQ recon tank, and some recon troops moving on in with some BTR 80s. Now the battle begins over on the right side here. Your red 4 player got into the town first, so this will be pretty hard for the blue 4 player to take over this town. Once the town is taken over in this game, it's pretty hard to take it back. Volscom Yagars, recon troops going to get inside here. But we have some Yuk-Yundes that can move forward into this sector and defend that from them. Over on the left side, neither side bringing a CV to the left side. A battle going to ensue in the left side forest. In the center, both sides still moving forward. Nothing really going on there yet. WZ-551 firing its 25mm at the Volscom Yagars. And we have the M8 firing all the way across at the WZ-551. It has superior range. Legion 90s in the woods as well, preventing any kind of flank up this way. Panzerskites moving forward, but they're going to have to move across all kinds of fire in this field and make it suppressed should fire start to come on those Panzerskites. Now on the left side, the red 4 has taken over the woods entirely. The left side has a commanding presence on the left side. The Volscom Yagars recon inside the town sees this sector here and knows what's going on there. Volscom Yagars going to fail in defending this town, as there's just simply too much for them to attack. Yuk-Yundes successful, leaving only one of them though, so it was a close fight indeed. Now the Panzerskites trying to move forward, but I don't think they're going to make it too well. There are 15 of them, but there really isn't too much to defend with the red 4 here. The only BTR 80 and the WZ-551 against these Panzerskites. Legion should move forward just a little bit, could start attacking these Panzerskites. And indeed, just now, Legion's reacting to that situation. Now on the left, still nothing really going on. Moving up a WZ-551 to get some recon over in this sector. Some tankish Shashaos all the way up there. A little bit too far away, as really nothing's going to occur all the way back there. And the red 4 just totally owning the wood side on the left. In the center, both sides content with defending their area, defending it with in the city here and in the forest line. The M8 is moving forward, and these Legions do only have napalm, so they're really not going to be able to deal with these M8s all that well. I think the M8s will totally destroy this Legion squad. Legion squad very good at destroying troops, not so much at armor. So now the blue 4 has taken over this successfully, played very well, and took over the city in the northern sector of Foxtrot. Now BTR 80s moving in with troops. J7H now moving in. Drops that 1,000 kilogram and going to land right on the city there. Those Panzerskites are going to eat that 1,000 kilogram bomb and took out a few of those troops. Not too bad though. Volscom Yagars now in a battle with Yuk-Yunde over here. And the Yuk-Yunde will probably beat them out. So there's only 2 left, 2-9 there. So the blue 4 will lose out on that left side sector. Doesn't really have anything left there. The M8's in a little bit of trouble here. Hyundai moving in. They do have those 80mm heat rockets, and those will actually take out the M8s. BTR-80 moving in. BTR-80 successfully destroys that, which is surprising. Must have been very low on health. Rover now moving forward, but got to watch out. That BTR-80 is going to take it out. SDRF also taken out by the BTR-80. That is one successful BTR-80 moving on in. Some more troops en route over on the right here, moving some supply to the center and to the right. And for our Red 4 player still moving out, the ZSD is moving out to the right. Most of this forces going over to Foxtrot to try and take that back from the Blue 4. TGB 13 up here, just a transport vehicle. Nothing really going on there. So the Red 4 has completely taken over Bravo. But in a sense, Foxtrot is taken over by Blue 4. So pretty much the same thing here. So far, our Blue 4 player, a +1 advantage because he has Foxtrot. And so far, no CV has been brought into Bravo. So if you would just make a CV and bring that to Bravo, he could even up this score for the meantime. Lee Ren with the 83mm heat rockets going to start attacking this STRV real soon here, and we'll take it out down to only 3 bars of health. One more rocket that hits it will take that out. And there we go. Oh, no, actually got lucky there. Only took 2 bars of health. And the STRV is just backing up wildly here. But it looks like the 83mm heat rockets do not have enough. Only 700 meters range. Very surprised that they did not fire again. The M8 now moving up the center of the map. Seeing what it can find is a recon vehicle, so it's seen all this. It was trying to find that CV. If it had just moved up just a little bit more, it would have found that CV. Panzer Sky's battling that with Hyundai here. And Lou Zandwai now moving forward. Problem is they're going to have a sort of a hard time. Gewehrman defending this area as well. 6 in there. 6 Hyundai. 15 Lou Zandwai now moving in, so I think these Lou Zandwai are definitely going to take this out. Comes a bomb coming in, another 1,000 kilogram from the, didn't see the jet, but it looked like the 1,000 kilogram bomb there. Landed, took out those troops. Now just Gewehrmen left in here, but there is a supply vehicle, but it is panicked and not really supplying these Gewehrmen. Now, the Scania has been taken by the Red 4 just because of the proximity of it. Supplies in this game, if you do not know, supplies in this game, if your troops are near them and there are no Blue 4 troops near that owned that originally, you will take that over. It is just yours now. You don't actually have to destroy that. You can choose to destroy them from a distance, and you do get some points for that should it be a destruction game, but you're better off just taking it and using the supplies for yourself. STRV now backing up against that WD there. Took that out. And only a small sliver of health left on that STRV. Very worried crew there indeed. Supplying this sector here. Not much to supply though. There hasn't been too much going on. The Leopard there took a little bit of damage and is being repaired by the Scania. But nothing really else to use that on. Now the Red 4 is making a very commanding presence on the left side here. Now even moving forward outside of the zone onto the roads. Making it very hard for the Blue 4 player to actually send troops up this way. Through the road. Recon helicopter was taken out by the BTR-80, a big loss for the Blue 4 there to lose that recon helicopter. Rover RBS under attack by the CSD there. We have some Dragoners now moving up with their 66mm heat rockets, but they were not up there in time. Here comes the 1,000 kilogram bomb going to land. Oh, almost. They just moved out of that area just in time, just by sheer luck. Dragoners now moving forward at the ZSD. We'll take that out as soon as they decide to fire. And there they go, fired on that, took that out. Foxtrot still owned by the Blue 4, now Bravo owned by Red 4. Brought in the CV troops there and stuck them in the woods and now own Bravo. So now it's a +0/+0, neither side gaining any points. So either side going to have to do something pretty drastic and push out their opponent out of one of these, whether it be Delta or Foxtrot, or push out the Red 4 from Bravo or Alpha. Lou Zandwai being resupplied by that Scania there, which is pretty nice because there are quite a bit of troops in this town here that needed that. Dragoners inside this forest line here. Any kind of armor that moves through there gonna get attacked. could move around. Moving around all this way here is very difficult. It takes a lot of fuel to go all the way around there. J7H dropping here, and we'll see where it's going to drop. Going to drop right on this fuel line, on this forest line. Ooh, it takes out all those Dragoners there. Landed almost directly on them. And now moving up some Stinger missile launchers. Gonna park them right in the woods here. Next time that J7 moves across, gonna get a couple Stingers launched at it. But typically, Stingers may not take down a jet. It's sort of a poor chance to really take one out. Need something a little bit better usually. Although you can take them out with Stingers, indeed. A lot of times they just simply miss. J7 dropping another bomb here. Gonna land on that 113G. And takes it out, but the tanky Shishals also fired at the same time, so I'm not really sure who actually got the kill on that one. Looks like maybe the Shishals did. Red 4 now moving all the way down to Echo here. We have the Lee Ren's Recon. Seeing anything that moves out of here, he turned off all of the weapons. As you can see, all the weapons are off, and that way these troops do not fire when material and troops are moved through this sector. So he can see everything that gets moved through here, so he knows how to react to it exactly. Blue 4 is moving up slowly here, but there's not really much they can do. They need some recon to be able to see what these troops are before they move up. Otherwise, they're just going to take all the hits from these BTRs before he even gets close to it. Marked an attack here, realizes that there was a recon there, so he just marked that so he can remember that later on when he brings up something that can deal with it. Dragoners now being resupplied by the Scania. Dragoners moving forward as well. Just lots of anti-tank troops moving forward, but nothing to really see forward. He needs some recon here so he can actually see these BTR-80s. If he could see the BTR-80s, then he could probably fire on them. However, the Dragoners have an extremely short range, 525 meters to launch those rockets, so they probably won't even be able to fire across that line there. A CV is now being brought in to contest this area. So he's going to bring that CV somewhere around here, and by having another CV, by the Red 4 having a CV and the Blues 4 having a CV in Foxtrot here, it will neutralize Foxtrot, which will leave the Red 4 player only having Bravo as the additional owned sector. So he'll have a +1 advantage for Mr.Satan very soon here. Now, neutralized it with that BJ212. Can't talk today, apparently. ZTZ moving forward here, 105 millimeters. And we have an anti-air moving forward as well, although he does need some anti-air up here. Always good to have anti-air, of course, but so far, haven't really seen the Blue 4 use too much air. Just now, an SK-60B moving across. And we'll see what he does with this, see what he can hit. Looks like he's going for that recon. And indeed, launching at the recon, or perhaps, nope, hit the anti-air, but loses the jet at the same time, so not really too worth it there, just to destroy anti-air and lose your jet. That really doesn't provide anything for you. Falscom Jaegers and Gewehrmen, the STRV 105, moving forward at this recon. And a hit almost destroys it, and one hit there. The STRV needs to fire again before the ZTQ, or he loses that. The Gewehrmen need to move forward. Only 525 meters. Those attack. 1,000 kilogram coming down and hits the majority of those Gewehrmen there. And he almost got that ZTQ, but it fired first and took out his tank first. Dragoners in a bad situation here. There's really nothing they can do right here. Even if they've seen these vehicles over here, they just don't have the range to attack those vehicles. So right now, they're just simply defensive troops in case anything pours across that forest line. On the left side, still completely owned and dominated by the Red 4. Blue 4 doesn't really know what to do over there to get that back. So far, a dead game at the moment. A TO-55. Moving across and has that napalm. It's a napalm tank. PTZ now moving forward as well. It's a 120 millimeter cannon on it. Some anti-tank abilities. Cargo now repairing up that ZTQ that almost was destroyed by the Blue 4 player, but is now being completely repaired. Bringing up another IKV 105. However, it is severely damaged and needs to bring over his supply truck to repair that before he dares head out with that, as anything will pretty much destroy that. Now repairing all of this sector here with the Scania. WZ551 moving out as well. And it looks like this was actually taken out. The CV here was moved. Well, it was moved for just a moment there. And is now back in Foxtrot. So now Foxtrot is neutralized once again. +1 for Mr.Satan, our red 4 player, as he owns Bravo and Alpha. And our blue 4 player only owns Delta and does not own Foxtrot. MiG-23 ML moving across the map, looking for anything to attack, but really nothing it sees. We have some Cussiagers moving across here. They have that 120mm heat rockets moving across the map. They were transported by this HKP and are trying to get in the back here and going to try and find his CV. However, his CV is all the way up here. He's really just not going to make it, as there's a recon helicopter up here that'll spot him as soon as he gets to this wood line. So these, I don't think, are really going to be very fruitful. Another up here still hasn't moved it. It looks like he's just chilling there, and he forgot about it for just a moment. Has those Cussiagers in it more than likely, and going to try and move those across. However, the CV is a troop CV, so I'm not really going to be too successful in destroying that. Cussiager has a 700-meter range, just not enough to get to the CV, as he'd have to travel all the way through these lines here, which he would definitely be spotted before then and taken out. So not really going to be able to do anything to that. HQ-7 actually fires on a jet there. I didn't really see that. My attention was elsewhere, and it looks like it actually destroyed it. Or perhaps at least got a hit off. Dragoner is now fighting these tanky Shishaos all the way from the wood line in that city there, but not going to happen. The tanky Shishaos are much better covered. These Dragoners are probably just going to lose troops unnecessarily. Right now, they're just simply outranged by those tanky Shishaos. They need to move all the way up to these to this wood line should they want to hit those. They're really just unnecessarily under assault. Now moving that HKP-4C across the map. Going to land that, tank out those Cussiagers, but still, just don't think it's going to do too much. Maybe it'll take out that WZ-551 should it land in this wood line or over here. So a good setup by both players here. Very defensive on both ends. However, the Red 4 just seems a little bit better at the moment. Actually, our Blue 4 player destroyed the CV. I think the CV was back here. I can't remember exactly where it was at. Destroyed it. He found it on the map. He used his recon, found that, and is now a +1 because Alpha is not taken. So while he doesn't have Foxtrot and the Red 4 has Bravo, Alpha is worth 2 points for the Red 4. Alpha and Delta both worth 2 points. So now those 2 points are lost, leaving our Blue 4 player with a +1. Looks like our Red 4 player may have marked an attack here, as he thought he saw something, but these Gewehr men aren't in the area, so I'm not really sure who made that mark. I believe it was the Red 4 player. Dragoner still on the edge of the town here. M8 moving forward here with that recon. Going to be able to see those tanky Shishaos, although he already can, as they're being fired on. Now the Dragoner's in the M8 firing on those tanky Shishaos. Gotta watch out, as those Shishaos have a 1,400-meter range on their anti-tank ability. So we can definitely hit that M8. However, the M8 was destroyed by a ZTZ-88 from all the way across here through another wood line there. MiG-23 ML flying across here and looking for anything to attack, although there's nothing in the skies just yet. Lee Ren still over here and watching everything that pours through here. With some anti-air and STRV-105 moving over to the right side there. Cussiagers did successfully make it all the way into this wood line here. See if they can do anything with that. However, the CV's all the way over here. Not going to really be able to get that, but may be able to take out the BTR or the WZ. And these Cussiagers here moving across the line, getting back into the woods. Not really going to be able to do anything with those Cussiagers all the way back there. Still a pretty good attempt. And still, Alpha has not been replaced. Looks like just now the BTR-60P is bringing some CV troops into that region there. Q5D now moving across. See what it aims at. And SK-60B did not successfully attack anything. see, moving across quickly to this troop line here, and lots of troops, a huge force now moving across. 2 missiles being dropped here, and lands directly on it. It looks like a Leopard that was, and destroys that, but not going to be enough to stop this line from moving into this forest line here. Leopards NM-135s moving in, and Gewehrmen also moving across. Just some Hyundais here to defend this area, but they do have those 80mm heat rockets, and will probably more than likely destroy 1 or 2 of these NM-135s before they lose out on this fight. Indeed, there goes a second one. The third one will more than likely fall, because Hyundai there are now stunned, unfortunately. However, now they're going to fire again. Takes out the third NM-135. Gewehrmen are just now getting into the woodline. These Gewehrmen are being stunned by that ZTQ. However, the STRF is moving up on that ZTRQ. Almost destroyed here, and now takes it out. Leopard also going to move up in there, but there's some BTR-80A and some Hyundai moving into the line here. Hyundai with the 80mm heat rocket is going to take out the Leopard and the STRF. Should they get too close there, got to watch out for that. Hyundai under fire from multiple Gewehrmen here. 4 squads of Gewehrmen moving into the woodline. And the Leopard going to be in a little bit of trouble here. That's quite a bit of front armor, only 12 really, but not going to be able to take the heat of those 80mm heat rockets. And it looks like the Hyundai over here were destroyed. Legion now moving forward. They do have that napalm, so they're going to do huge damage to the Gewehrmen with that napalm. They need to get pretty close to use that, only 525 meters on napalm. CTQ firing across the map here, destroying some additional troops and vehicles that were moving across there. Didn't see what exactly was destroyed, but he was moving additional troops across. An M135 and Gewehrmen trying to move forward into the center, but doubt it's going to be able to, doubt it's going to happen there. Gewehrmen need to get into the woodline. They're still just outside here, which is a problem for them. Panzerskites moving forward. They have the 83mm heat rockets, but nothing to use them on just yet. Hyundai only down to 2 men, so the Panzerskites will probably win out on that fight. Legion down to 9 men. A BTR-80A over here. Looks like multiple forces were being set up there by the Blue Four, and now the Gewehrmen moving in, only down, only 2 squads left. And the Leopard also moving across. So going to come across this BTR-80, and the Leopard will almost surely take out that BTR-80, because it just has a 30mm cannon on it compared to the 105 of the Leopard. Gewehrmen take it out with their 66mm heat rockets, and now moving into the zone here. However, the CV is all the way over here, so good luck on that. The Kustjägers battling out over here against these Hyundai, and the Z9A also firing at it from very long range here. Actually almost out of ammunition, about 300 rounds left on that. Kustjägers aren't going to be able to make it. And the right side still going to be unable to be taken by the Blue Four. A very commanding presence from the Red Four on this side here. All kinds of anti-tank, anti-air, just a mix of troops over here. Gewehrmen now moving forward. Going to take out that WZ-551 if they get close enough. However, all these troops are moving up the hill at a very rapid rate. So we'll check on that in a moment. The Lee Ren still over here just watching everything that comes out. Some M113Gs moving forward with troops. Got to watch out, though. There's BTR-80A in this tree line, so if he moves it up this way, he's going to get a surprise there, but he should be able to take it out. Legion and Gewehrmen going at it now, 9 to 15. BTR-80 and the WZ moving forward. And they're going to try and take out these Gewehrmen, but the problem is, when they get close enough, the Gewehrmen will fire their rockets at the BTR-80 and the WZ, and will more than likely destroy it, as it only has 1 armor. And the BTR only has 2. So 1 hit from those 66mm will take it out. And the next rocket will hit this BTR-80. More than likely, if they have vision through that fire. But they are stunned now. The BTR-80 is stunning them. Legion up 5 men. And Gewehrmen will lose out on that, unable to fire again at that BTR-80 while suppressed and stunned. M113G moving forward here, but got to watch out. That BTR-80 going to be firing on them. Going to start losing these troops in a quick hurry there. Down to only 2 M113Gs. And the Dragoners escaping from the from the transport vehicles, from the APCs. And just 15 and 10 Dragoners there. That BTR-80 is just going to be firing from all the way across, and they're not going to be able to make it in time to that BTR-80 in range. So they're just going to have to suffer those losses and be shot at for quite a while now until they lose all the troops. Gewehrmen, multiple Gewehrmen. Looks like 5 squads of Gewehrmen moving forward here. However, the 1,000 kilogram hits those Gewehrmen there, takes them all out, leaving only 2 squads of Gewehrmen in open cover here. So unable, these Gewehrmen here in open cover, so they're just taking big damage, and they're not really doing too much all the way out there. Dragoners only down to 2 men, stunned, loses all of those. Gewehrmen down to only 6 men. We have some Panzerskites moving forward here, and they're going to try and get in this town line. We'll take out that BTR-80. The Hyundai will give them a little bit of trouble. STRF 90-40s moving across, 40mm cannons. Not in a line of sight to attack those Hyundai, though. All the troops here were destroyed on their way across that line there. And that is the woe of Wargame. Trying to get across open territory is very difficult in this game. To find very clever ways to do it. STRF 90-40 moving across here. See where they're actually going to go. And attacking these Hyundai. Actually attacking the ZSL from an incredible range. Actually has 1,925 ground range on those STRFs. Pretty impressive. Panzerskites and Hyundai going at it in the towns here. 18 of these, 7 of these more than likely will win out on that. Panzerskites. However, it looks like a bomb incoming here. 1,000 kilogram going to land in the wood line and not going to hit anything as there's nothing there. STRF's 90-40s moving in, and he may actually have seen that CV. And if he can take that out, that would be very helpful for the Blue 4 right now. If he can just move into this line. Looks like he's going here, but there is nothing there. It's going to be very disappointed once he gets their Q5D. Launching some rockets at that STRV. Couldn't get there in time. On the right side, still neutralized by both players. And the BTR-80 and Lijon still moving around, trying to get a flank. Trying to see if there's the CV over this way, see if they can get a hold of that, but probably not going to happen. SK-60B launching rockets on these troops here. Lijon taking heat there and lowered their numbers by quite a bit. The Panzerskites in a little bit of trouble. The BTR-88 firing all the way from across there, and the Lijon are attacking them as well. So they're in a little bit of trouble. Should move back to this sector here and hold out for just a moment for a little bit of reinforcements in that area, as there's nothing else in that area. The Panzerskites are in big trouble there. Gewehrmen and Panzerskites in the lines here, so any kind of armor that moves through this area is going to get a surprise, but I don't think he's going to really be doing that. Probably going to put this recon on this line so we can see anything moving up again at him. To protect his CV troops. J7H moving forward here, launching another 1,000 kilogram bomb. Where is it going to go? And going to land in the middle of nowhere. It looks like he was going after that rover, but that rover is way too fast for that J7H bomb. Rover going to be placed in the line here and will neutralize this territory. Put it back to 0-0. However, there's only 11 minutes left in the timer. So if he cannot get up to more points than his opponent, more than 203 points as of right now, he will still lose the game. Lijon going to be putting themselves, burying in the town here, going to be battling out with these Panzerskites. Only one Panzerskite took those out in a quick hurry there, in a blink of an eye. SK-60B evacing, didn't really get a chance to attack anything. Q5D moving out, 2 Q5Ds moving out, and we'll see what they attack. See if he's got vision on anything here. And doesn't look like he has too much vision on anything on the map. So he's really going to do some circles right now. And very low on fuel for this Q5D. Going to have to evac very soon. Indeed, now evacing that Q5D. Ran out of fuel. Can no longer be on the battlefield. Liv Garden's moving forward here. 84mm Carl Gustav rockets. But still, not gonna be enough to take this sector. He's gonna need a huge push across this sector to take that. He's gonna need some troops in here, some troops in here. He may need even some here to guard this flank as well. It'll be very hard to take that sector. But he did neutralize Bravo, so putting it at 0-0. Still not gonna win the game until he can get some serious points very quickly. BTR-80 firing back at these troops, moving across. M113Gs moving across here. The Dragoners inside, multiple Dragoners, 3 squads of them moving across. However, the tank Shishaos firing from downtown there and destroying the M113Gs. More M113Gs moving across. Looks like they have the Dragoners inside of them, and they're trying to move out as fast as possible. He was trying to make a mad dash to win the game. Leopard in a little bit of trouble here. Multiple rockets incoming. Only 1 sliver of health left on that Leopard. And the M113Gs moving across as fast as they can. However, there's a ZTQ across there. Going to just be taking those out one after another. Dragoners popped out there. Only 2 survived out of that group. And our red 4 player is the winner. Our blue 4 player, 2 positives and 2 negatives. Not really sure what that's supposed to mean. GG'd out. So our red 4 player just played a little bit better. Took over the right side very, very well in Foxtrot. Took over the left side at the start of the game and just held it the entire game. But I hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and I will see you guys next time.